now how to attach the turtle. Okay, whatever size you choose to do. I do 12 by 12 on the small. So you're going to fold it. And then you're going to fold it again. This helps you find the center. And then I'm going to just slightly mark this because it's on the outside. If it can mark. Mark. Okay. Now I have markings on both sides, and then right in the center, this gets the center point. Okay, so mark it, open it up, this is your center. Now you have a little piece, and you're gonna want, I temporarily pinned his head onto his body, so hold on a second here. And I like to have my turtle this way, so if I'm going to have it go this way, or you can turn it this way, either way, but I'm turning it this way. Okay, so I'm lining up the center with the center. And then I'm just going to draw on the outside of that. Remember, this is on the underside, so you're not going to see this. So draw. You got your box. It's not going to be perfect, no. Can't do it this way. So I am going to take Mr. Turtle, place him like that, flip him, and lay him down. Now I'm going to take a pin and find the corner. See? Corner. I take another pin on this corner, and there we go again. Then we're going to make sure that this is like nice and smooth, and that this there. And let's do one more pin. Two pin. Okay. There. Now Now that we got all our pins in and he's centered, I like to check his tummy. There is a center, yep, the center is there. Okay, so I like to go on the outside. Whoop. And you're going to tack all of this down. You can do it all kinds of ways. You don't have to do it this way, but kind of helps find the middle. But there is a center line down the turtle's tummy too that you can use. This is going to keep everything nice and smooth. Oop. This way it won't wrinkle up on you. Pretty easy. I'm using bonded nylon upholstery thread. If you're using standard thread, one thing about cotton threads, after it's washed several times, it's going to break down. This will not. It's going to help keep the head in place. Or the body. I'm sorry. I'm so used to doing heads and arms and not a full body. Okay, so finish. The smart thing to do here would be have enough thread and to go around twice. I just don't like the ones in the stores because the threading really is prominent on the outside. Now, once you've gotten, luckily I have enough thread, but I like to go to the center, pull that out, and keep this on, because you're going to have to tack down the lining. So let's check all our stitching. Make sure you use matching thread too. But he's all connected. So you're going to want to put the lining on. You can take the head off. But it's easier if you have your guy already stuffed. And then put your lining on. let's kind of zoom out here so you can, once I zoom in it gets so grainy. That's what you got. You got your needle. This you can pull through the lining once you've attached the lining, and then tack the lining down so you don't have to put a knot on the outside. Or you can cut it. It doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you. So okay, so now that I've removed the head, because it was only pinned on anyways, you're going to put your lining on. Okay, pin it down. Remember, you're going to want to leave an opening. An opening on its back side. You have it all pinned. Let's take it to the sewing machine and sew her up. Okay. Left an opening. It's all stitched all the way around. Clip your corners. See, I have my little pin. Okay. Now, you're going to want to iron all of this and stitch this close. But since I decided to keep my needle in the middle, I am going to find the middle of the guy again. I'm going to kind of stick a pin here. Hopefully I'm not catching my needle. There's my needle, which is in the center. And pull that out. Now you can seam that up. Let's iron her and close her up. Okay. We are back. All done, edged. Not really fond of doing this, but I did it kind of quick in a hurry to seal up the edges. So what you're going to want to do is tack down this, because it is definitely going to sag. And I didn't want to make a knot on the outside, so this is why I kind of pulled this through. So definitely going to want to, you could probably use steam a seam or a teeny piece of the stitch witchery, I guess is what it's called. Heat and bond, a teeny tiny piece of iron-on heat and bond if you don't want to do it this way. That way you won't see any stitching. Let's show you. Okay, so you have that in the middle. We'll keep it from sagging. And now our final thing is the head. You're gonna push him down in there. You're gonna line up. Let's bring her in a little closer. You're gonna line up the seams. The easiest way to do this is get a hold of this with your pin. Go up, go across, go down and grab his neck. You can do it. There. Well, it's kind of crooked, but you get the point. Pin his neck, then pin his pull that out. And make sure he's centered. Everybody's got a pretty good eye to centering. There, pull that up. Ta-da. And then you're just going to pin that. And we're going to stitch all the way around. And I don't really think that you need me to show you how to sew a head on, but let's go ahead. Okay, so I went ahead and threaded my needle, started it. So like I said, you can go around and kind of whip stitch all of this and then go back around and really get a good stitch on it, making sure that your middle seam is lining up front and back. There's no special way of doing this. This is fair. This is actually probably easier than some of my other stuff. I don't know. I don't know. The heads on the blankets are pretty easy to whip stitch because by sewing them down in the hoop secures it. You just don't want anything falling off in a baby's mouth. It's just not smart. Now sometimes if you want the head to go back farther, you can sew up higher and grab it in here, because there's a lot of stuff in here that you can use. But when you do that, he tips constantly. So I'm just going to go around him once here. I'll go back around after I take this off camera, because you don't want to sit there and watch me go round and round and round and round and round. So you have the general idea of Mr. Turtle. And this one comes with two different backs. One has a butterfly on it, the other is just plain. They're the same thing, it's just one has a butterfly. You just have to make sure you pick the design D or E. Design D is plain, and design E has the butterfly. So here you go. He's ready to swimmy swim swim. Mr. Swimmers. See? Thank you for watching. If you're interested in the design, at MakeitMarkit at Etsy.com. Just you can head over or not head over, but thank you for watching.